at the bottom lane with 4 members from the side of Pro Esports preparing for something. But Sorry and Felix, unfortunately, didn't really make full use of his Bravest Warrior in the right place. But here we go. A little bit of brilliance from the side of Luna just to get herself away. But Kouzen almost down. But Sorry and Felix almost getting there. But now is going to be the death of Sorry and Felix for being overly aggressive. In terms of pick-off, Galaxy Legends wins. In terms of team fights, Pro Esports win. However, Pro Esports, even though they have only a single marksman in the name of that Harif, we still have got Sa that can come in as a pseudo marksman, as you can see right here. Deals crazy damage over the side of Wicked, brings him down. We are the Dragon onto D7, but he does have Revitalize, so he's going to be safe and sound for now. Sorry and Felix goes in to tank a little bit of the turret damage and goes in with the Bravest Warriors to eventually cleave down onto D7, giving the kill over to the side of... Wait, D-Cat? Okay. But Sorry and Felix, unfortunately, will still go down. The T1 turret, understandably from their previous games yesterday. Their late game is where they go crazy. Oh, look at that! The Zaman Force as well as the Darkening. More than enough to bring Wiki down again. AOG from D7. It's actually pretty darn surprising. The Lord does have the Pro Esports currently does have priority over Pro Esports right now. Kouzen does not have HP to go for any pickoff. Well, in the meantime, it's kind of like a very slow marathon. Kouzen, way out the dragon. Why though? But very good taunt from the side of D7. Now Kouzen is in a tough spot. Went for the way of dragon, but there is no one around to go in for the assistance. No follow-up. As now the fight is going to be breaking up into two. Pro Esports, we do have Sorry and Felix that's taking the enmity. Have a very smooth sailing experience. Way out the dragon tried to execute down on the Star. However, he pops off with the Purify and goes into Brilliance immediately, just so that he would not be knocked out of commission and displaced. As such, Kouzen takes the T1 turret in the middle lane. As now Pro Esports, they're cutting the wave right now. Another way of dragon onto Sorry and Felix, but no damage at all. Where's everyone from the side of Galaxy Legends completely blindsided and completely just split up? AOG lands onto one. That's only on Wiki, but he's tanky and he has all back that he needs. With only Kouzen as the sacrifice of Galaxy Legends. Kouzen joins in the fray with that Zaman Force, almost bring Lin down. Not gonna go down. Oh, what was that?
Team turret has been destroyed.
Crazy damage from Kouzen. This is gonna be a 3-way road split from Pro Esports. The Lord is marching down in the top lane. Middle lane no longer have got any creep waves, but bottom lane will slowly push in eventually. The Lord is still very healthy. Galaxy Legends does not have 2 members. So with only 3 members, they need to... Which actually is not what they want to do. As such, that's a stun right down on Lin. Lin only half HP, but he's trying to do as much damage over to the Sorry and Felix, but he's a pretty tanky boy, alright. Lewis got caught in the crossfire, and Pro Esports will go on, literally focusing down over to Lewis. It's 5v4. Lewis is not around, but it's not that big of a problem actually. But Sorry and Felix now being hooked in by Arm Offended. Easy goes in for the Phantom Execution. Thorn Rose is not going to land, unfortunately, but Sorry and Felix will lose his life, but he does have immortality, so he's going to be fine for now. Galaxy Legends actually takes this fight. Pro Esports will be wiped out. As such, the Zaman Force is just going to be dropped right down, right on top of Wiki. He's going to go down. The next one is going to be C-Cat, and then Kouzen. Why is Galaxy Legends actually taking up this fight? I talked about this. They will be wiped out. Lin now gets a shutdown on the Star, finally. As now Azu looks for an opportunity down in the middle lane. They don't even need a Lord at all. They focus fire onto the Lewis as well as Lin. Another Zaman Force popped up from the side of Kouzen. As such, he will bring Lewis down. Oh wait, he did not, but it doesn't matter. So we'll see how that's gonna be like. At this point in time, everyone else is just gonna be jumping right in, and C-Cat opens up with the RWM, locking Sorry and Felix in. One problem that we saw in the previous game. Do they have the teamwork to actually make full use of Kouzen? As such, now the fight's gonna go straight out. The RWM locks down the 3-person, but shortly afterwards, the rest of the members from Pro Esports get themselves running away. The AOG coming from D7 is not gonna do too much, and it's still gonna be safe to 1 against Team Max. Yeah. And now, Kouzen taking a bit too much damage, but he's looking for an opportunity. He did manage to get a knockup, but unfortunately, the rest of the members from the side of Galaxy Legends, they will run away now. AOG on the D7. As such, the rest of Galaxy Legends now focuses down on the D7. Do they have enough damage? Yes, they do. Lin takes him down. Whale Dragon finally down over to Esports. Small little disadvantage, but this is very good payoff for Galaxy Legends. After taking these two members down, takes one free turret in the middle lane. Kouzen goes for a refrag down onto C. Such middle lane. They're trying to do something onto Lin. The Thorn Rose is not quite enough for Lin to get by. The rest of the members from the side of Galaxy Legends, they're looking for that opportunity on the side of Azu. The AOG, as well as Falling Starman, will just be crumpling down onto the rest of the members when it comes down to Pro Esports. Galaxy Legends trying to hold their own as such CCats opens up the real-world manipulation. The outright win in these battles just yet. So Galaxy Legends, they might still be able to take this lot away. They might still be able to. So where exactly is Lin? He's still somewhere at the bottom parts. He still have a lot of HP. Phantom Execution will connect down onto D7. But in the meantime, D7 will finally go down. Sar will get a kill down on Lin. Wait a second. How did his HP drop all the way down like that? Azu, he's still around though. So he can still kind of go for the Lord. And this is a massive, massive win for Pro Esports. What was that? Wiki comes in. The Falling Star Moon will not help Sora and Felix run away. But Wiki, his damage is kind of insane. And Sa has got no answer for this. He runs himself all the way back. Kouzen comes in to make sure to help him out. Spraying some fire. Inferno. Right into the face of Wiki. Azu throws out a little bit of that as well as the last insanity. They have been targeting the Lapu Lapu over and over and over again. And that did not bring them anything. Now everyone is going to be on to D7. So now is the perfect time to go for the Whale Dragon, which exactly he did. One person out. It's a 5 versus 4 now. They have a little bit of opportunity and a little. So Lin should take this lot, no problems. But Pro Esports, they should not take this fight at all. They definitely should not take this fight at all. But that is going to be a very good last insanity that managed to clip onto Cadenza. He's still alive though. The rest of the members from the side of Pro Esports, they are just going to be putting himself away. Never mind. D7, he re-engages with Ace for a few patches ago. You want that movement speed. But now it's not that important. But you know what's important? This fight. Because this might actually be really big for Pro Esports as now they managed to rampage over Galaxy Legends with Lewis already been taken down. Good immobilized. Down over to the side of Wiki. But he will be able to jump from one place to another in order to keep himself a little bit safer. While Sorry and Phoenix will push the rest of the members from the side of Galaxy Legends away. While Cadenza leaves and survives with just a slip of HP. The middle lane now is going to be pushed out by Pro Esports. And unfortunately, we do not have any more Faraga armor from the side of Kouzen. Kouzen now loses his immortality. D7 loses his immortality as well, so he will now go down. The Void Blast pokes. D7, Sorry and Felix, they're still looking for something. They're still looking for something. The bottom lane is still pushing out. They're not gonna commit. But that is gonna be a commit from the side of Cadenza. Oh no, Izu! That's a mistake! But we do have Kouzen with the last insanity that managed to blast onto Lin. The Sorry and Felix just goes in with the Falling Star Moon, but did not manage to clip onto Lin. Oh man! It's almost there. They were almost there. The foundation work at the bottom is amazing. But this doesn't matter because take a look down at the bottom lane. They won. Pro Esports won in that encounter. They did not win in team fight, but they won in objective. The moment that they did not see anyone down the bottom lane, they take the fight anyways. That's a very heavy push down already. They got a free turret sent down. You need and you must have one person to defend. Otherwise, that's game over. That's Whale Dragon. Purify from the side of Sorry and Felix. So no follow-up for the side of Cadenza. Goes in for the Falling Star Moon down on the Cadenza. That will bring down the immortality. RWM open from the side of CCat. While the AOG will land onto Lewis. Lewis flickers on forward, hoping that he will be able to take one person down with him. But Kouzen does have a very good mobility. As such, he will be able to run away from all of that. They focus down on Lewis next, hoping to take down the immortality. And indeed, they did. Lewis is down now. There is a win in the fight or keep your turret. Cadenza's looking for something. Lin is looking for something as well. The AOG is not going to land on anyone. However, this last insanity is going to do quite a number to people. Wiki is still alive while Azu focuses down onto the Lord. The rest of the members from the side of Pro Esports now will focus on one after another with a little bit of the immortality pop from the side of Wiki as well as the Winter Crown. Or rather, with the Winter Crown, that is going to be Wiki and CCat down. That's the 60 seconds death timer onto Wiki and CCat. The Lord will be much pulse misses. Azu's Shadow's not gonna grab onto anyone. But this is 3v5. No way they're gonna be surviving this. Ogi Shadow kill for the side of Lewis. Just a tad little bit. It's gonna be once again back to Wiki versus Kouzen. Look out! Huh? If anything, Sora and Felix is mostly going to be the sacrificial lamb. And now they're looking for something like a cadenza. Takes him down while he was stuck in the taunt zone. And the RWM opens up and brings Lin down. 2 free kills. Part of gameplay for Galaxy Legends. As we take a look at the items, that is going to be the Hunter Strike first item for the side of Kouzen. And going straight in for the Sky Piercer shortly afterwards. Good RWM. That is going to push Wiki out of lane. Kouzen with that Rhapsody and take down all of these objectives, no problems. They already have one standing objectives up in the top lane that's been taken down. Or take a look at this, AOG slamming right down onto Lewis. Doesn't have a lot of things that he can do. And now RWM onto everyone! They all have to run back to the T2 turret. Essentially free T1 turret if they want to go for it. Wait, hold on a second, Azu. Everyone clumped up together. This might be opportunity. D7 wasn't able to taunt everyone else, but that was opportunity for sure. They had eyes on a wombo combo. They almost managed to get that. But ability when it comes down to the quad shadows. But we'll talk about that later as well. A lot of damage that's gonna be whittled down onto Wiki. Well, that is gonna be one person down. Make that 2. Kouzen just gonna be snowballing all his way through. Solar and Felix sacrifices himself, literally pushes the rest of the members from Galaxy Legends away. Fight back. Only after 16 minutes or so. That's double the time from now. Anything can happen for Pro Esports. And they are in a... We do hear the conceal. They want to catch onto Lin. He's tanky, but not really tanky enough. Azu will be able to successfully take down the Lord, while Kouzen picks up a monster kill onto Lin. But Azu, he got caught! Not too sure whether that's a big deal. Kouzen picks up a double, essentially a triple now. Cadenza will go down to that, and CCAT puts up a little bit of a tickling. That is really a tickle. From CCAT onto the D7. D7 is not even caring about anything. But Lewis, this is going to be a great push. The middle lane T3 will go down, but at some sacrifice. As now, Pro Esports, Kouzen, he will go down. Massive bounty going over the sun. Very little. He's only at 5,500. Oh, Jesus. But now another death over to the side of Lin. The Galaxy Legend is still very far behind. They still need to win a lot more fights in order to realistically be able but steady way. As the point crystal goes up, RWM immobilized on the Tsar, but it doesn't matter. He still have a lot of shields. He will be fine. Well, Lin, he will not be, as he's almost going down. But that's a pretty good final slash coming in from the side of Lewis that will displace Tsar, ensuring that they will be able to cover all bases, clear out all of these minions. There's still minions coming in from the top lane, but now one of theirs is going to be caught, and that is going to be Lewis. Well, they managed to catch Azu themselves. A little bit of a back and forth trade. It's a 1-4-2 trade as Kouzen picks up a double. Sora and Felix nicks one down, but D7 goes straight in. A little bit of a burn, but that core will take him down. CCAT picks up a double. 2-4-2, 2v2 rather. Wiki as well as Lin, they should be able to defend this maybe, but Wiki taking a little bit too much. But Kouzen ends the game. Pro Esports 5th seed of the regular season knocked Galaxy Legends seed 1 of the regular season down to the lower bracket. Who would have thunk that this is gonna be the outcome? Who would have thought that Galaxy Legends taking game 3 and 4 will give the final game over to Pro?